In the past few years, real estate has been under a microscope and heavily anticipated by the general public. As many of us may remember, in 2008 we saw the Great Recession, and that was the greatest financial hardship our country has seen since the 1930s Great Depression. And with the real estate prices soaring like they did since after the time of the pandemic, it's almost human nature to remember 2008 and then anticipate when the cool off or crash will occur. Here's what we're really seeing in today's real estate market. Right now, in most residential markets, we're seeing record low inventory with steady demand. I talk to a lot of homeowners in the market that I do business in, that market being Southern California. And when reaching out to my database and prospecting for new clients, there's been a constant dialogue that has been a steady theme in all my conversations. Many homeowners don't want to sell because they have insane equity at a historically low interest rate. Consider this. Everyone knows what happened in the year 2020. Many of those things that happened will not be discussed in this video, but everyone knows that interest rates dropped to below and around 3%. With historically low interest rates, that pushed affordability and demand into the hands of millions of buyers across the country. But what about existing homeowners? Well, they got in on the fun too by refinancing their home and then converting into a way lower interest rate. During this time, we saw insane home prices, non-contingent offers, waiving appraisal, and thousands of dollars above list. But what was the effect on that? Well, last year, interest rates rose, and it alerted many people that the sky was falling and the end times were here. Maybe for a brief moment, it was looking bleak, but the sky indeed did not fall. To combat inflation, the Fed had to raise interest rates. That was the only way to shock the market. Interest rates rose to 7 to 8%, flushing many buyers out of the market. During the first couple months of this, we began to see price cuts, reductions, and canceled escrows. But now that it's been a few quarters, we can really let the dust settle and take a look at the landscape. Right now, most sellers are selling more commonly out of necessity versus desire. Think about it. If you were a seller, you had equity, you have a manageable monthly payment at a historically low interest rate, would you willingly sell your house and walk into a 7 or 8% with no equity? Probably not. So that's why we're seeing historically low inventory across the country. Sellers know the currency that they have in their monthly payment and in their interest rate, so they don't want to give that up. This lack of supply and sellers entering the marketplace is what's keeping prices stable, and there are still buyers out there looking to buy. The city I like to track in my market is the city of Riverside. Today is August 25th, 2023. In the city of Riverside, up until this time last year, 2,149 single-family residences has sold. And so far in the city of Riverside this year, we've seen 1,249 houses sell. And a large reason for that is because no one wants to give up their monthly payment and their interest rate. Another metric I like to use to gauge demand is absorption rate. To calculate absorption rate, you take the amount of active listings in the city and compare it to the amount that have sold in the last 30 days. Using this calculation, you'll be able to see how quickly houses are selling and getting into escrow. Currently in the city of Riverside, we see 247 houses currently listed, active, waiting for a buyer. And in the last 30 days, we have seen 185 properties sold in the city of Riverside. So with those two figures, you can really calculate 247 active listed properties versus 185 properties that have sold in the last 30 days in one city. That lets you know houses are still moving. And that also lets you know that you have about maybe 5 to 6 weeks of inventory, which is a strong market. A balanced market in real estate is widely acknowledged between 13 to 15 weeks of inventory. So that's what's really happening in today's housing market. Now, every market is different, but I advise you to take a look at the numbers in your market. See how many houses are active versus how many are selling in the last 30 days. And if you somehow made it to the end of this very mediocre video, I thank you so much. Please do me a huge favor and like this video, drop a real estate comment down below, and subscribe for more real estate related and investing videos. You can also connect with me on social media. I always enjoy connecting with people who are trying to grow their real estate business. See you next time.